So here in the Philippines, when we talk about daily commuter maxi scooters, there's really two that come to mind. The Yamaha NMax and the Honda PCX. And for great reason. Both bikes, which we've tested here at MotoDeal, are excellent maxi scooters. So leave it up to a newish manufacturer to say, you know what? Let me take on King Kong and Godzilla at the same time. I want a piece of that pie and I'm ready for that bloodbath. And that's why CFMOTO, which has been around for 30-something years, created this, the 150 SC. Let's find out more about it in this episode of Beyond the Ride. Now, this is really the first scooter I've ever seen from CFMOTO, but apparently they've actually made them before during their earlier years, before they became known as a budget-friendly motorcycle brand with some premium performance. And just like their bigger displacement bikes, I expect this scooter to offer more than the competition for less. So let's talk about the aesthetics first. I actually think it's really nice. It's got a little bit of sportiness and still managing to keep it a little classy at the same time. This right here, it does kind of give some PCX vibes. Well, this right here kind of gives some NMax vibes. So CFMOTO kind of combined the two and said, you know what, let's make it our own. I do like this right here, these kind of winglet type things with the LED indicators. I think that looks good. The two-tone also looks good in this colorway. It does have other colorways as well. It has black, silver, gray, but I like this one. I think this one is definitely a little bit more of a statement. It's got some LEDs, both front and back. You know, it's got some aggressive angles to the bike, and it's something that definitely is a head turner in that sense. And I like it. I like the way this bike looks. So this right here, you know, the handlebars, the grips, the switches, it's the same as on their bigger bikes, on their 450s. And we've actually featured all of their 450s on MotoDeal. And if you've watched this channel for quite some time, you've probably seen this before. Powering the 150 SC is a 149cc liquid-cooled 2-valve single overhead cam, single-cylinder engine that puts out 14 horsepower at 8,250 RPM. And 14.2 newton-meters of torque at 6,500 RPM. You get an 8.5-liter fuel tank, and the fuel consumption is a pretty good one at just about 40 kilometers per liter, more or less, depending on how you ride. It is loaded with safety features and tech. It's, well, keyless, and speaking of key, take a look at the keychain or the key itself. It kind of reminds me more like something for a car than a scooter. It's also got a start-stop system for fuel efficiency. It's got dual-channel ABS and traction control as well. It also has something that the competition doesn't have, and that is a 5-inch TFT screen display as a dash. It's got all the necessary information that you want, and it's also got phone connectivity through the CFMOTO app. So here in the front compartment, which is a pretty decent size for a phone and gadgets, although Zach would probably put some bananas in there to see how big it is. It also has some charging ports. You have a USB charger and one for Type C as well, which is a nice touch. Speaking of compartment, you get a nice 30-liter compartment underneath the seat. Very nice and spacious. And I do believe it can fit a half-face helmet, but let's try with a full face and see how far we get. Yeah, that's not gonna close. Nope. No, so it doesn't fit a full-face helmet, but a half-face should be able to fit in here with no problems. So the seat is nice, plush, and comfortable. Actually, I do like the stitching here. It looks better than some of their bigger bikes, to be honest with you. I think they've done well with this seat right here. So just like any other scooter out there or any other bike, you can get a couple of accessories for it. Now, the standard bike does have a grab rail, but this one right here has a grab rail with a backrest, or a small backrest for the pillion. So you got your standard suspension in the front and dual shocks in the back, and I've actually, when I ride it around, it feels really good. I mean, it's got some good cushion on it. Plus, of course, because the seat is nice and plush as well, it's a very comfortable ride. For the wheels and tires, you get 14 for the front, 13 for the rear. They are CSTs as well, so it's nice. I mean, dual channel ABS, disc brakes. I mean, what more can you ask for? Traction control as well, so yeah, spot on. You get a curb weight of 135 kilograms, which is pretty much the same as that of the NMax and the PCX, and that makes it a very nimble bike to conquer the urban jungle. Now, the bike is very Pinoy friendly because you have a 765 millimeter seat height. My inseam is 764 millimeters. And as you can see, not an issue whatsoever. Almost flat foot. It would have been flat foot, but the bike, the seat of the bike is a little bit wide, so you do have that kind of stance. But again, not a problem for most riders out there. Huh?
It's starting where it's stuck.
Oh yeah.
Just push it. Push it.
Fine.
There you go.
Okay, so let's talk about the stance and the ergonomics first. Now, it's pretty much as I expected. It's a commanding presence, which gives you good control of the bike. Now, I can stretch my legs just a little bit if I want to. Now, somebody a little bit taller might have some issues, but somebody my height or just slightly taller, I think this should be no problem. Now, the bike is really comfortable. I do like the seat, as I mentioned, and of course the suspension as well. I can imagine taking this out for a nice long ride and not have any issues. It's quite enjoyable. I like this position. I like the comfort of the bike. It's actually one of the highlights for me. Now, the power delivery is nice and smooth, and it does have some pretty good grunt. It's perfect to be able to maneuver your way through city traffic. I enjoy it. I like the way this bike maneuvers in the city. Now, of course, if you're taking it out of town, it should be able to do that well also. The acceleration is decent. It doesn't feel sluggish at all. I'm anywhere between 145 to 150 pounds, depending on what day it is. And I can handle my weight really well. Now, obviously, if you're putting somebody else on the bike, or if you're a bigger person than I am, it might be different for you. But for me, this is just right. It does have a pretty premium feel to it compared to some of the competition. And partly it's because, you know, I think the way that 5-inch TFT screen looks, even under direct sunlight, it gives you a feeling that it's, you know, you're not riding a small displacement scooter. It's nice. Now, speaking of the competition, right, the NMax and the PCX and maybe the ADV, they're all great scooters. As I mentioned, we've tested all of them here at MotoDeal, and I really enjoy all of them. But this can definitely give Yamaha and Honda something to think about. It offers a little bit more at a more approachable and affordable price tag. Now, the downside of it is probably its resale value. I just don't think it'll be able to hold its price as well as the Japanese counterparts. And well, let's head back to the office to discuss that a little bit further.
So in conclusion, well, let's get one thing out of the way right away. Yes, CFMOTO just doesn't have the same brand recall as a Honda or a Yamaha, but that's okay because they've become a major player in the industry. Their bikes have gotten exponentially better in just a short amount of time. And this one right here, the CFMOTO 150 SC, is an awesome choice for all the possible riders out there. Because if you're looking for a bike that's new, that is specced out, that it looks pretty good, comfortable, easy to use, this bike has it. It has it all. Now, yes, you won't be able to probably sell it for a high amount if you decide to sell it, but if you decide to keep it, this right here is an awesome choice, especially at a starting price tag of just 119,800 Philippine pesos. That, my friends, is a deal. For more information about this bike on the MCs out there, log on to www.motodeal.com.ph. My name is Gina Rufino. Thanks for watching this episode of Beyond the Ride. Oh wait, where am I going? Here. I'm going here.